Obadiah went to tell Ahab that Elijah had come, and Ahab went out to meet him.
So it is you, is it? Israel's troublemaker?
Ahab asked when he saw him.
I have made no trouble for Israel,
Elijah replied.
You and your family are the troublemakers, for you have refused to obey the commands of the Lord, and have worshipped the images of Baal instead. Now bring all the people of Israel to Mount Carmel, with all 450 prophets of Baal, and the 400 prophets of Asherah, who are supported by Jezebel.
So Ahab summoned all the people and the prophets to Mount Carmel. Then Elijah stood in front of them and said,
How long are you going to waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, then follow him.
But the people were completely silent. Then Elijah said to them,
I am the only prophet of the Lord who is left, but Baal has 450 prophets. Now bring 2 bulls. The prophets of Baal may choose whichever one they wish, and cut it into pieces, and lay it on the wood of the altar, but without setting fire to it. I will prepare the other bull, and lay it on the wood on the altar, but not set fire to it. Then call on the name of your God, and I will call on the name of the Lord. The God who answers by setting fire to the wood is the true God.
And all the people agreed. Then Elijah said to the prophets of Baal,
You go first, for there are many of you. Choose one of the bulls and prepare it, and call on the name of your God, but do not set fire to the wood.
So they prepared one of the bulls and placed it on the altar. Then they called on the name of Baal all morning, shouting, O Baal, answer us! But there was no reply of any kind. Then they danced wildly around the altar they had made. About noontime Elijah began mocking them.
You'll have to shout louder,
he scoffed,
for surely he is a god. Perhaps he is deep in thought, or he is relieving himself, or maybe he is away on a trip, or he is asleep and needs to be wakened.
So they shouted louder, and following their normal custom, they cut themselves with knives and swords until the blood gushed out. They raved all afternoon until the time of the evening sacrifice, but still there was no reply, no voice, no answer.
How can you know God is real? Although the prophets of Baal raved all afternoon, no one answered them. Their God was silent because it was not real. The gods we may be tempted to follow are not idols of wood or stone, but they are just as false and dangerous, because they cause us to depend on something other than God. Power, status, appearance, or material possessions can become our gods if we devote our lives to them. But when we reach times of crisis and desperately call out these gods, there will only be silence. They can offer no true answers, no guidance, and no wisdom. The one true God, on the other hand, always hears and promises to answer. Thank you for taking time to listen to the Word of God today. God bless you.